Greetings. I appreciate you. Salute to everybody, goddamn. I appreciate you all, man. It's always a pleasure, man, on this wonderful evening. Uh, you know, it's always has these weird nights when I have to. Coffee does some numbers to me. I'm a green tea guy, but last couple of days I needed to do that coffee thing because I didn't. You know what I mean? You don't sleep. You're like, damn. And you're out there moving around, shaking and baking, and they baking and shaking on the above, and bow. You're like, oh shit. You know what I'm saying? So it is definitely a beautiful thing to totally have that little push because but I pay for it later because when that shit wears off, it's like boom. But I always believed in drinking black coffee, like on the road. I remember when I was a kid, I used to watch my father, and I'm like, why are you drinking it? And all along, I see now, except man, he was getting tired behind that wheel, and I just thought it was such an awful taste. I'm like, yo, coffee's disgusting. I love the way it smelled, but I didn't like the way it tastes. But then as I got older, I used to, do my little thing and hook it up with, when I was like, I figured like I was in my 20s, I used to put cream and three sugars. Now, mind you, that was back then. Now I don't put no sugar in there. You know what I'm saying? I put probably a little bit of that Splendor shit, just one little thing of that, and I'm good. But I still don't need it because now I got accustomed to bitterness. You get it? Accustomed to bitterness. That's kind of like the world, right? You get accustomed to bitterness. Like I drink green tea and I don't put anything in there. I eat oatmeal, I don't put anything in there. I may throw some fruit once in a blue, but most of the time I just eat my shit regular. Nothing in there. And you get accustomed to it. You know what I'm saying? Oh, shout out to Rika. I know they are. Yeah. That's why I put it up there. Yeah, I put the bozos all in the community tab for that reason. Well, you're a moderator, so you could X that shit out of there. You know that, right? As a moderator, you can, you know what I mean? Shout out to the Ghost J Speed with our big bro. Oh man. God damn. Oh shit. Salute to my brother. God damn. You know, I know I'm back when I got the Ghost OG. You know what, man? The Ghost OG gave me some really good advice, ladies and gentlemen. Rika, like I said, don't forget though. You're a moderator. You know what I'm saying? So you could kill that. Um, I remember he really made me feel good, man. He said something, man, and you don't even realize this. See, people don't even realize the impact that they play in this bitter world in a way of moving people. Because I remember there's two things he said. One thing was, man, there's nothing like it. He literally, I don't know if you remember that, man. You told me, um, I remember you said something like, there was nothing like my channel, man, nothing like it. And that was a big deal for me because Ghost OG, I don't know if y'all know, but the Ghost OG was going back and forth with Kevin Samuels, literally on live streams with him. The Ghost OG, if anybody is in Black YouTube, they know how he gets down. And this brother used to come on my set with a lot of wisdom. I got a 10-hour video, and I couldn't even splice it to cut the video down. Well, then again, I could have. I could actually did it in my I could actually cut that video. I need to cut it down, but the Ghost was in there doing his numbers. But anyway, that was one thing he said, and then he said this one thing: when you not, if you ain't feeling it, don't do it. Like, and these are for the people that are up late at night, or they just feel that they got to do a live stream, and they just go do it. You know what I'm saying? He's saying basically, if you ain't feeling it, don't do it. And I never forgot that. So sometimes people give wisdom and don't even realize how it affects people in a positive way. Because, I just been like that all my life, though. Like, just for example, I just told Rika just now, I'm like, yo, that community board. Like, I literally do the community tab for that reason. Because with me, what's funny with the community tab, you get to see how many people are over there that never pop up over here. They're here, but they don't ever comment here because they know what happens. So on the community board, they feel like, well, let me go over there. And I'm like, yeah, well, go over there because I know they're going to be triggered. You know what I'm saying? So, but I keep telling y'all, like, when y'all have a wrench, you can moderate that. You can moderate that. Like, just do your thing. Let me go over there now as I'm talking to y'all. Like, let's see what the community board looks like. So I put Queen Wade on there, and let me see. Niggas don't comment on certain shit because they don't want to look like they looking crazy. But let's go with the Beyonce one. Okay, so they're over there. There was this one person though. He made a really good comment. Let me read it, because I basically just posted up the picture of Jay-Z and Beyonce. I'm not really a fan of Jay-Z and Beyonce. I'm gonna keep it 1,000 with you. I'm just not. I just feel that the community just totally forgot about all the ancestors, aunts, uncles. Like, there's too many people in our communities that we just forgot, and we just give these two clowns too much credit. And shout out to Whoopi Goldberg, because she ain't back her words down. Like, 32 Grammys, nigga. Like, the fuck out of here. Like, beat it, bro. Like, there's some people I genuinely love to hear their opinions, but let me just say, you said, I ain't gonna even read it. The reality is that there was one comment on there that was really, really good. And he said this one part. I'm going to say this one. He said, this couple's connected to policies that destroy the community. Open borders, refuse to push STEM, financial literacy. Yeah, they don't push no financial literacy, nothing. Not everyone could be a rapper or a sports star. They are tied to policies that I can't fully write here, but it won't get posted. But suffice it to ask, what did Obama do for us? Now, the crazy thing is, I'm pretty sure the people were going in there doing whatever, but this was a good conversation. So it was like a comment / question. I couldn't really get into it either because it is I ain't typing all that, but the thing is just that it's important to check the lines and understand with people, man, that y'all are just paying attention to the wrong things, man. And you're going to pay for that later. You're going to pay a big price. I'm telling you, you're going to pay a big price for that. So what I did was, shout out to JR Metals. What up, brother? The community board is fun. I love it because it gives us a social media appeal over there. Like, we able to post shit, and I like that. Like, I really like it over there. I really like that part. That's one thing of YouTube I really adore. You kind of like pick people's brain. You could just put like one word and let them just do whatever they got to do. But earlier, man, we had a really good conversation. It was just really dope hours ago. And titles to me are, it's kind of like, it's not a challenge. It's endless. There's so many different challenges that I tend to embrace. I don't think this thing gave me a notification. Let me see. Let me see if I got an email. Yeah, I did. So the thing is that there are some things on YT that will get it will get filtered. You got to be very careful. A lot of people don't even understand that science. I do. I'm very aware of it. And the one thing that I've learned is there's so much miseducation because, see, I don't come from a school of celebrities teaching me shit. I just don't. Like, if I had to think of what a celebrity said right off the rip, it'll probably be Denzel when he said, just when you up there, the devil comes for you. And many years ago, Will Smith did this one on the ceremony, and he talked about if anybody's telling you you can't make it, they're lying. But it's not celebrities that give me the push, because in my mindset, I see celebrities the way you guys see family and friends and people in the streets. Because I see these people in person and I'm like, wow, like, look what a person does where they could have so much impact on people. You know, like people really, really are obsessed with celebrities. When they watching, look how they moving. Um, you know, it's just really sad of where we are as people, because we're so big on perception. And the reason why I feel this way is that myself, I just grew up with the gift of family telling me things. Like anybody living that I cherish, but I cherish because they're living. You understand what I'm saying? And they my elders. I just take their information and run. So when I see them, I could think of a million different things that they told me, whether they're here or not. If I think of them, I'm going to remember something they did. Something they did is even was bad. So I just always sucked up more from watching my elders. Case in point, like I'll give you a real wild example, right? So today, a good friend of mine's, he's going through his little downstage, so he's on the internet, you know, searching for people he hasn't seen in a while. You know how that go, punching in names, phone numbers, and he found this family that grew up with us that was really a big deal, and I really genuinely just appreciated he was sending me shit. I'm like, wow, look at so-and-so's father. Look at this one. They're still alive, and what's up with this one? And one of the brothers went left, the other one went right. It was just good to see them. But anyway, I remember my man's mother left the father and left him with the two sons. I will never forget that. And what's so crazy about it, I ain't gonna say no names, but I remember my father telling me how my grandfather was playing with the mother's poom poom when we were kids, like some wild shit. Like my grandfather was on some wild shit. Like, and I believe my grandfather was doing that, or my uncle was rocking with it. One or the other. But needless to say, I always, now when I looked at her and I've seen she looked pretty good, Jewish woman, and I'm like, wow, I remember she dipped on them two sons. Like, oh man. So I thought about, like, wow, like it's sad how the mother left them two sons with the father, and the father was G'd up. Like he did what he had to do, but the father was into black woman and he was white, and the oldest son, which was my boy, he was into Hispanic woman and black woman, and then the younger brother, he just was out there. Like he was kind of like the bad apple, but I still loved him too. That was my bro. But the mother dipped on him, and so when I seen her today, I was like, wow. I almost sent her a request, and I'm like, nah, I don't want to spoil it, because then I gotta reach out to her. You know what I mean? It's too much. I said, let me think about that and I literally just seen this like hours ago. So as I'm looking at this, I'm like, wow, I remember the father always asked about my family, and I learned a lot from elders, my elders, anybody that was older than me. I just love that. So celebrities wasn't necessarily inspiring me to be all that I can be. They probably inspired me like, wow, I want to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, I want to act or whatever, whatever. So mine was different. I never got impacted from them as role models, so to speak. I just never did. And all the celebrities that I used to look up to as I got older, they just started to disappoint me. I don't care if it was the KRS ones to the LL Cool J's, and a lot of them just really let me down as I seen. So unlike my family members and friends and peers and people in my neighborhood and in my community, they impacted me more. So that was my story. That's the story of my life. And when I was a kid, I remember there was like certain, you know, my homeboys' mothers. I'm like, damn, his mom just could get it. Like, you know what I'm saying, with little niggas or whatever. And then, you had this thing of, man, when I get older, I'm gonna get married and have sex every day. And, we little niggas, so we don't understand. And then you see these same couples that was breaking up. Like, your mother and father got a divorce? And they're like, yeah. And I'm like, why? Like, yeah, they're out there leaving. My father's leaving, my mother's leaving. And you never, you couldn't understand it. It was like, wow, like you had the perfect family. Everybody looked happy. But it was just that there was a momentum of this going on. And then one of my homeboys, I remember we used to hang out at his house, and we kids, and, spend the night and shit. Like, yo, mom, can I spend the night soon? So, all that shit. And, saying mom's cook us all breakfast and shit. It'd be a group. It was pretty dope. But I remember this one time, right? We was all laid out on the floor. Like, the mother had like a plush, carpet, gray carpet. I'll never forgot that. Mom's was fine. Like, some mothers had mothers and they had that mother. Like, damn. And I remember there was this dude, and he used to always tell me that's his mother's friend. I said, you sure? He's like, yeah. And then I heard one day it was like early in the morning, and he kissed her. And he woke up, he's like, yo, did he just kiss? I'm like, yeah. Needless to say, he married her. I think he's still with her to this day. And we going way, way back. Like, niggas was literally in elementary school. And he left his wife because he was saying, he's like, him and his mother are friends. That's just his mother's friend because he's married. And all along, son was creeping with my man's mother. So I started to see married couples in the grungy way. Like, I was the nigga that young, but I have the neighbor that was flashing me her titties and shit like that. Like, I used to see the freaky wife. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was the one that seen the freaky wife, and I'm like, damn, yo, Miss so-and-so just showed me her pussy, or, this one showed me this, just showed me that. So, I had a whole bunch of stories. So, like, I got to start doing this story time thing late at night to kind of, like, connect it. But, yeah, it was just crazy. So, I remember this one time there was this neighbor. She was cool with my mother. And I remember she jumped in my car one day. I had to be in my early 20s, late teens. And I remember she lifted her dress up, showed me a whole snatch. I was like, God damn. I remember looking at it. Like, oh. Back then it was hairy. It was all about hair. It wasn't no, what I'm saying? This was a grown woman. She was Puerto Rican. I never forget that shit. I almost said her name. She Puerto Rican. And her husband was like in the, he was in the, he was in the game with, basically fighting criminals. You feel me? And I remember she showed me that pussy. I was like, oh my fucking goodness. Can't believe. I was more shocked that she did it. But my experiences have always been with older women. So I was never really into girls my age. I always liked older ones, which used to make me more mature because I was already 10 steps ahead. So we never did anything. Whatever happened, the point of the matter is just that I used to be perplexed. Like, what is it going on? What's these husbands doing where they wives are so horny? I remember one time I fucked around with this married woman one time as a shorty, and the first thing you stuck in, she's like, "Oh God," like this. She went so crazy when I pushed it in her, like life was just beginning. It was just like, yo, what the fuck? Like, this is somebody's wife. How could? And I remember my pops used to teach me. He said, as a woman gets older, her sexual desires and her performance and all that thing gets increases as she gets older. So I'm like, what? He said a man a little different. If a man don't keep it going, if he don't use it, he loses it. Now, this is my dad telling me this. So a lot of dads never like talking to their sons because they always felt like they're going to incriminate themselves of their personal lifestyle with their son, with their mother, whether he's with the mother or not. And it's even worse because the daughter gets no respect because the dad ain't even talking to her about none of the shit. He ain't even giving the son everything, so he definitely ain't gonna give the daughter. Like, there's no daughter that got more of the education from her father on that level than a son. You feel me? So most kids been neglected from that. With me, it was a little different. My pops never held nothing back. And wherever my mind was, I still grew up like, listen, whatever he's doing ain't for me to know. That's none of my business. That's my mother and father's business. You understand? I ain't never seen my mother in bed naked together, none of that crazy shit. And, when I say, naked, like niggas getting it cracking, I ain't never, thank God, thank God, I never seen or had a glimpse of that shit. You know what I'm saying? When we was younger, niggas was ashamed, but, I never see my moms and my pops cracking off, so thank God. But the education started to connect with my lifestyle. Like, I started seeing so much that it was almost like I was in my own world. And I knew one day I was going to be able to talk about this because it's too much to write a book on. Like, this is some audio book shit, you know what I'm saying? The amount of things was always my experiences, men are desperate, but women are horny from my experience. My experiences have been women are very hot. And growing up, I had adapted that mindset. As I got older, I seen that so much is true. So when y'all see these married couples, for example, married couples to me are like the biggest actors because they constantly have to play a role. And their pictures are so deceiving. It's like a celebrity. Like, you see a celebrity and you just don't picture them dealing with real life things. You see a married couple, you see a picture with them like you see here on the screen with they taking a picture and their flowers, and then you see them break up. It's just like, how is that possible? That because that picture in your mind of them married is always gonna be there, right? So same thing when I was a kid, I used to see, man, my boy this, he going out with his mother and father, they going shopping, and the next thing you know, he's telling me he's moving because his father left and the mother can't afford the rent. Or, you know what I mean? It was just crazy. Like, I'm like, what happened to all this picture perfect? So I started to adapt this mode of I don't believe what I see anymore. I believe what I don't see. And I always was about that same way I told you how my man's mom's, that nigga spent the night. We didn't even know all along. They was fucking in the room when we was sleeping. You know what I'm saying? So the nigga was getting it in all along. Shout out to Jake. Oh, I didn't even see that. Oh, see, I seen the color film of Harlem in the 1930 way people used to dress was flawless. Yeah, I watch a lot of that. That's a topic I gotta discuss too. I watch a lot of that. I love watching that. It's amazing because now niggas are walking around with slippers and fucking underwear. It's disgusting. So, uh, it was just not thought of. If you was in the 1930s, right, you walking around with a scarf on your head and a robe. I seen niggas go to the stores in robes, man. That shit is offensive. But yeah, we'll talk about that. But yeah, so Now I learned the anatomy of a woman. I've been studying that shit for many, 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 many years. And now I got it. It's like a study. It's see the anatomy of woman is science. Like you always gonna keep learning. It's just endless, right? But to know something is better than knowing nothing, right? So then I learned the anatomy of the male, and I learned how men and women are different, and we have these gender wars, and men don't even realize like it's just two different entities, no matter how much we try to break it down. And I started noticing that my married couple friends, boy, every time shit goes left, that man will tell me he ain't fuck his wife in years. I've heard years. And you know, I used to see TV shows. And he's like, yeah, well, hopefully I get some tonight. Maybe I could get some. And I used to think like, huh? They gotta be joking. Like, there's no way. Like, what do you mean they're gonna get some tonight? And I started seeing that, yo, like, these niggas don't be getting it cracking the way we be thinking. So let's just say when I was younger, let's just say my man's mom was probably in her 20s. You know, they could imagine because we always gonna look at the fact that when we were younger, they was like their 70s. No, nigga, they probably in their 70s now. You know what I'm saying? But back then, it was in their 20s, so shit was just different. And my man's moms is so fucking ridiculous. My man's mother had to be one of the baddest dark skinned women I've ever seen in my life. She was fucking amazing. And I just seen one of her ex son-in-laws, and my man was telling me, I'm like, I thought I was the only one. He was like, nah, she was ridiculous. Shout out to Valley. You know what I'm saying? So, moving along, I started to learn with my friends when these niggas talk and they got a problem with their wife because they slept out and he slept on the couch and she didn't let him in, or, they had a fight, and I always hear it. And these niggas would be like, yo, she don't fuck me no more. I don't, she doesn't like me to touch her. Or I hear the woman say, he hasn't touched me in the longest time. And when we do have sex, it's just like for 2 minutes. And I'm like, yo. Yeah, because, when shit is bad, I hear it. So my homegirls, I would hear about their husbands. And my niggas, I hear about their wife. But then the fucked up part, to get back together. And I'm like, oh, now they back together. And then they forget that they share this information. So now you just be like, oh shit, like, this nigga told me he ain't fuck. Nigga, you got a hot tub in the back of your house. How your wife that fine and you ain't jumping all over that? And then now you hear the neglect. Because on the other side, you got women that be like, yo, he's complaining I don't wear this. He's complaining I don't do this. He's complaining I don't cook. And I'm like, okay, y'all fucking? And he's like, we barely do that. And I'm like, oh, okay. How old is he? Shit. I'm like, oh, he 47? I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah. Cause I didn't hear this complaint with these younger couples when I was in my early 20s. These niggas is different. Cause now what ends up happening, I'm like, oh, this was dad was talking about. See, a lot of niggas get married to shut their wives up. Or the man that gets married for the reason of, man, I want to be with her for the rest of my life. In most cases, she ain't really digging him like that, but fuck it. He's a good provider. Let me just do it. You don't really see that lovey-dovey couple on their newlywed shit when they older. It kind of decreases. So within married couple groups, and they wives start getting drunk, and I'm at a barbecue, they start spilling the beans. Am I fat? Am I this? I'm like, oh, that's how them old motherfuckers do. They start blaming the wife. See, one thing I learned about married men, they're very frustrated with who wants them. And then they're also frustrated with who doesn't want them. So the wife wants him because that's his wife, right? But then he wants everybody else, and he know they don't want him like that. So he's frustrated because he know if he step out, it's gonna cost him. So I start to realize that married couples is one of the biggest fucking lies in the world. I don't believe nothing I see with a married couple because I don't see it. If I listen, if I don't see it, I don't know. So all the perception is gonna be this perfect situation, and it's not because you don't know. You're not there. Niggas be in the bed, and after a while, niggas get comfortable, and then shit changes. I know a girl that took a married man from his wife for 5 months, and he left. And you know why I know he left? He probably stayed there. She probably seen a nigga had a lot of issues. He probably seen that she's dirty because I know her personally. You know, started realizing now this shit was fun when he was cheating on his wife, but it ain't fun that he living with the girl he's cheating with. And the nigga dipped off, and I'm like, you know what? Whatever it was, the perception on the outside looked all good, but now it looks even worse because he dipped. You feel me? So now you got to look at it like this. If we looking at the epitome of a marriage, to have all these great luxuries and accessibility with each other, and the male is not telling you what he's supposed to be doing as he gets older, he's not going to be able to perform while his wife gets older and her need soars to the fucking sky. Do you understand that all those older women I was telling you when I was younger, they were just horny ass women, housewives we call them, right? Which is a category in the porno industry. Housewives. What is a housewife? An older woman that's horny, a MILF, mature. All of them are hornier. So the man, as he gets older, his sexual performance decreases, but his desires increase. And his desires increase outside of his marriage. So now he's in this marriage. He wants a certain type of woman outside of his marriage. He wants to touch it. He wants to taste it. He wants to fuck it, whatever. He puts the pressure on the wife. He blames her. So the wife starts thinking maybe she's fat. Maybe he's not in love with me no more. Maybe he's this. The nigga puts the blame now because he ain't getting it elsewhere. See, women think he ain't touching me, so he got to be doing something else. Because a woman knows if she ain't touching her man, if a woman got another nigga, in most cases, she ain't going to deliver to her fucking husband. And somebody's going to get the full package passionately when one is not. After a while, it's going to break her down on a normal basis. We're not saying abnormal, but on a normal basis, if she steps out, most women are just not comfortable fucking two niggas at the same time. It is what it is, right? When a man, he fucking two women at the same time, he feel like a goddamn god, right? Excuse me using God as name negative, but you understand? So the two different worlds, the woman starts thinking about the man because that's how she would do. When she doesn't realize she's being neglected because he ain't delivering. And he's not going to tell her the truth because he can't open up to her because she will throw it in his goddamn face. God forbid he has an erectile dysfunction disorder. He can't tell his wife that. That's his wife, though. He cannot tell her that. He cannot. He can only tell a man that. And whether it's his doctor or his homeboy, he can't tell her that. That will ruin him. So what does he do? He blames her. You're not affectionate. You're not this. He's going to blame her because she's neglected. She ain't doing shit with the nigga because he ain't doing nothing with her. So they just sleeping partners. They're in the bed with pajamas, and he faces one way, she faces another. There's no romance. So this same mode comes into the world, and they give you a phony picture. They go to the restaurant, they post it on social, because we got social media now. Ain't no more, I'll send you a picture in the mail of me and my husband and kids. That worked then. It's worse now. Now niggas are posting up all their locations where they at, and they ain't even fucking. Because that nigga got problems. And he don't want to cheat on his wife, but he's going to have to cheat on her because he waited so long by neglecting her. Now the nigga's shit is twisted. She, in respect, says, wow, what did I do? What can I do? Should I be sexier? Maybe I need to wear lingerie. She's going to do all that shit, and it's still going to be a problem. I'm telling you right now, married couples do not get it in like that. They don't. And the man knows he does it. Because that's why married people are so miserable. There's no romance. You know, it's hard to have romance when there's no finance. So if you got finance being an issue, bills, that fucks a nigga's damn libido up. A woman, she could be stressed out with bills, but that sex will soothe her because she needs it now. Through all the stress, she needs to get a nice, good fucking. Him, on the other hand, he can't perform, especially when he's older, because as he's older, that stress will fuck with his performance. He's not going to be able to get into it. So now he starts turning to alcohol. She becomes an alcoholic. He becomes an alcoholic. Who you think is going to ruin sexually more than man? That shit could fuck with his erection as he gets older. Because see, an aging male, as he gets older, his performance decreases. Because in order to keep his performance increasing, he's going to have to live the life he dreams of, his fantasy world. You dig? So if he live in his fantasy world, he's going to be able to back up and reverse the decrease into increase, because now he's doing him. Like, if you look at these dudes in the adult film industry, these black brothers, few brothers I fuck with as far as like dudes that been in the game, and I look up to them, because these niggas be getting it in. And they be fucking so many women. Niggas make it look good to get old. But when I see married niggas, these niggas make it horrible to get old. They make it look horrible. And you could tell a nigga ain't popping when a nigga's constantly working. You know what I'm saying? It ain't like his wife is his best friend. He's constantly working, doing overtime, barely got time for the kids. You know what I'm saying? Bills are being paid, but just by a hair. You know, women have to be educated enough to know this, and the man needs to be educated to know when he's fucking with an older woman, whether that's his wife or he a younger nigga dealing with an older woman. I'm telling you right now, the older the woman, the hornier. even with her going through her midlife, which is, menopause, yeah, sex could be painful. There's a lot of other shit you gotta learn about a woman. Like, y'all see these porno movies and don't understand. Sometimes it ain't about a woman getting wet down there. The wet thing is one thing, but she could just be horny in a different way. Like, in other words, a man could be horny through his penis and he could also just be horny through his heart. So with a woman, a lot of times when couples are around each other, as she gets older, she thinks she's less attractive, so that energy goes to him, and then she becomes less attractive, and she makes excuses for his performance. She never says, yo, this nigga don't touch me. She takes it personal when he don't touch her. She don't realize that the motherfucking shit is decreasing. And he better do something quick before it dies. Because once it dies, he gonna need a supplement to bring that shit up. Now, they have supplements for women too, you know what I'm saying? But in the most cases, he has to stay active. A man is like a BMW. Like, BMWs are like, you don't drive the motherfuckers and let them sit, them shits just start getting all types of mechanical problems. Because there's a lot of plastic in there, there's sensitive little parts in there, and it has to be driven. A man has to be driven. And as he gets older, the way he looks at things and desires it, he has to live it. So if he ain't delivering that shit to his wife, he better be delivering that shit to somebody. Because what keeps a man's health strong, and I'm talking in a lot of ways. We talking to the point where sex is so healthy for him that it's only going to work to her advantage. Because she's going to reap the benefits of it if in a perfect world, in a perfect marriage, right? So when you see these marriages, they ain't doing it like that. They're not. You see these guys, they retire early, they just become weed heads, they drink a lot because they're not fucking. I see you, sis. What's going on? Thank God you back. Oh, man. Salute to you, sis. God damn. Good morning. So the woman goes through this thing. She needs to do this. She needs to be this. She's going to listen to videos about how to be sexual to my man. You ain't got to do much. I told y'all that. It's not you. It's him. He is the one with the problem. All you got to do is tell me his age. That's it. And I'll be able to tell you what trimester he's at. It's like a doctor. Hold on. What the fuck is going on with this? It's like a doctor, right? That a woman's pregnant. And he knows where she's supposed to be at 10 weeks, 20 weeks. You know what I mean? Like, he knows. Me as a man, I could tell a lot about your marriage. Not how long y'all been together. That's one way. But once you tell me his age, you just let out everything. You don't even realize it. Because I could be like, how old is he? Oh, he 50-something. He's 60-something. How long y'all been together? 10 years? Okay. Because in most cases, I'm going to tell you right now, if the woman's 30 years old and that nigga's 60, trust me when I tell you, she going to have a whole different motherfucking experience. But if he's 58 and she's 57, it's all downhill. You see the difference? It's a big difference because now his Viagra was the young woman. So now some women may take this personal, like, well, damn, I'm too old for him. Don't take it personal, because if you was 58 and the nigga was 73, then you would be able to see the benefits of the same thing with the girl that was 30. See, the thing is with a man, you have to study his anatomy. You got to realize if that nigga drinking a lot it could affect his sexual performance when he gets older. Be careful with that. He get fucked up every day, he gonna lose his manhood eventually. He's not gonna tell you that because in most cases he doesn't know. He doesn't even realize it until he goes through this personal struggle and who in the fuck he's gonna come to. He ain't gonna come to you. No man could come to no woman without her judging that shit in a negative way. You know, he got to be able to say whether he got diabetes, what he got, whatever he could blame it on. She's not gonna. Who's she gonna tell that to? Unless them niggas go left, she found out he was cheating. Like, yeah, nigga, that's why you couldn't get your dick up. You know what I'm saying? So, as he gets older, as a man is aging, his male performance decreases while his neglected wife needs soars. It increases. So to keep up with her is a thing that he has to do. He has to do that frequently. You understand? He has to. Excuse me. So she said 32. Let me tell you something. You said you saying 32, or you saying if the guy was 32? Let me tell you something. If a man is with you and you know how to stimulate your man, you know your man. The stimulation may be kissing him, you know how to touch him, you know what I'm saying? When he's not able to perform the way he wants to, that's going to be your problem, not his. I'm going to tell you that right now. Because one way or another, he's not going to tell you the truth. Niggas don't have these conversations because they don't know who to talk to. That's why men don't go to doctors, because they embarrassed to tell a doctor that. God forbid the doctor's a woman. He has to be able to talk to a man because a man could understand and identify with him. You know what I'm saying? So these are struggles that men tend to struggle with because they don't know who to talk to about it. See, all these guys are teaching men game, but niggas ain't teaching niggas how to shit they don't fuck with. They just say drink water and do this. No, nigga, like, you can't be in the club ordering drinks all the time, nigga. That shit will fuck you up. Talk to one of these alcoholics and shit that used to be homeless or something and ask them. If you got the damn luxury of having an OG uncle that's here and he's out and he's around, and ask him did that shit affect. Go deep before it's too late and ask them. See, when I was getting educated from a lot of these older folks, niggas was putting me on. And it becomes sensitive because the body knows the difference. Even if a nigga beating his meat all the time, as he gets older, the only thing that's healthy for that is if he's imagining the woman and he's still able to get an erection, and instead of watching the porn and get a quicker erection, feel me? So if he's able to imagine a woman that he likes or whatever, even if it's his girl, whoever, and he just want to get it off, that's healthy because he got to clear that airway. You know what I'm saying? You got to bust that nut. You know, you got to bust that nut. It's imperative that he busts a nut. He got to come. You understand what I'm saying? You, as a woman, you may think, well, he watches porn as long as he don't cheat. Nah, that porn's fucking him up. That'll do damage. Especially when he gets used to masturbating, because he ain't going to know how to get inside you and perform. You understand? Because now his hand is his pussy. He getting the pussy, he's used to his hand. So all of these things that probably wouldn't have been a big deal when he was younger is a problem now, because the body requires that, to be of that. So you have to understand that when you talk to a man and he's throwing all that shit on you about you hit the wall and I don't fuck with old bitches and this bitch got kids and all, trust me when I tell you, that's just psychology he just using on you. Because, see, I know how to read through that. Nigga come to me blaming a woman, she got 5 kids. I'm like, what the fuck does that mean, nigga? If they sleeping at 4 o'clock in the morning? I ain't never had no woman that had 5 kids and the pussy was garbage. So what does that mean? What it is that he has issues and he's putting that on to you. He's having struggles of his life, of his performance, and he's putting that on you because he knows as he can't keep up with you. So the best way to do is to get you mentally. He'll fuck with you at your age. See, a man is terrified of getting older because he knows he's gonna have to face the reality that one day that shit ain't gonna work at all. That means he hits the wall. You dig? So if a nigga know he getting older and he knows that that's coming one day, if you don't use it, you lose it, and one day that shit ain't gonna stop working because all the OGs taught that nigga that, then he don't want to face that hard truth by himself, so he gonna put it on you. That's why niggas always, yeah, woman hit the wall, she's 50, nobody want her. He can't even fuck a 50-year-old. The woman half his age don't want to fuck him, under conditions. You understand? So he puts it on her. He knows shit is bad. He know he can't blame. He knows that he can't tell her the truth. So that's why he uses that. That's why niggas is always dragging older women. Because it's them. Because they know what the truth that they gotta face. Now if a nigga's in shape and his shit still working, then that will be determined. But that nigga ain't talking shit about nobody because he getting his. See, when a nigga getting it, he don't got time to be analyzing who ain't doing, because he fucking. So you could tell that's called big dick energy, meaning like that nigga getting his, it is what it is, and his walk is different. But when that nigga ain't, he got all the time in the world to talk about, oh, these women here, they think this, they think that, nobody gonna want her. Nobody, yeah, because nobody wants him. And he puts that shit on you and y'all fall for it. You believe it. You fall for that shit all the time. You do. So you got to think on a level that a man, basically, on a positive note, a man has to have sex a lot. The older he gets, he's required to have sex a lot. Because if he doesn't, he can lose it. You don't have to fuck a nigga for 10 years. You know what I mean? You can do that without losing your shit. The way we would lose it. You know what I'm saying? You can have complications too, but not like us. Our complications are deadly. Because if a man can't get it on, he can't get it in. And that's why you see all these married couples fucked up in the game, because when the lights is out, when the cameras is off, this is what's going on. That's why sometimes you don't see couples. You think these niggas sleeping where they holding each other in their hands and all. Don't believe that. A lot of niggas get in the bed, she's knocked out. She don't want to touch him because she's not attracted to me, or maybe she's not attracted to him, and he put it on her. She don't give me this, she don't give me that. Well, maybe she not attracted to him. Now remember, he's an aging nigga. If a nigga's aging, it don't just go on a woman getting fat. Her pussy still work. Now, maybe she not attracted to him. Maybe his dick is not as strong as it used to. Maybe he don't fuck her the way he used to. So she's turned off with him. Maybe she don't like the way his body look. But he won't admit that. See, when a nigga go to the gym, he ain't trying to keep his wife together. He trying to appeal to a young woman. When an older woman is in the gym, she trying to appeal for her husband. See the difference? She'll do everything for the husband to be attracted to her. So at the reality of it all, that's why married couples, when they say married couples are miserable, because they ain't fucking. They're not. They're not doing what they're required to do. It's like the regular scheduled maintenance on a car. You don't change the oil when you're supposed to and the fucking engine blows. Why is this engine blown and the car's only 50,000 miles? Because the nigga wasn't doing his scheduled maintenance. A scheduled maintenance for a man, that nigga got to be cracking. Whether he fucking his wife twice a week or he fucking his wife and 2 other girls at the same time. One way or another, he got to make sure he keep his shit going. Whatever it takes. But yeah, sometimes they don't act right, so why have sex? Right. So that works against him. So now he's still gonna blame you because now he ain't acting right, right? He ain't acting right. In some cases, some niggas got a little side piece where he could go fuck her, but now your marriage is fucked up because you ain't happy. He ain't happy, and now he fucking somebody else. Either way, the marriage is still shitty. Y'all niggas ain't gonna get it in if the nigga ain't acting it right. He ain't acting right. Niggas ain't getting it in. You feel me? If a nigga ain't acting right, you shit fucks up at home. You understand? So you gotta understand all that question about, having panties, giving niggas head and fucking them from this position. All that shit is bullshit. The bottom line is, if a motherfucker if a nigga's libido is right, he gonna be all over you. He don't give a fuck what position you in. That shit don't mean nothing. If y'all niggas is, if you niggas got romance in your relationship, trust me when I tell you, that will show in a different way than y'all giving people a fake picture. The fake picture does nothing because it just gives a false presentation. And that's most marriages. Y'all niggas look at Jay-Z and Beyonce and, Ciara and her husband, and you're like, wow, they got this. Yo, don't believe that. You can't go by none of that shit. It's irrelevant. Some people get in arguments. Oh, no, I believe Ciara in them because you could tell. No, you cannot. You can't tell. You don't know what these niggas do. They're entertainers. They're supposed to give you that. The same way you do when you show people my life is better than what it really is because you took a picture and posted it. Any motherfucker that posts a picture to the internet and has somebody film them doing some shit, come on now. Think about the science of that. That's corny. So you can't go by that. You got to go by the things that you can't see. And if you can't see it, what you gonna do? It seems like they doing well. It seems like that's about it. It seems, but you don't really know. And that perception makes everybody's marriage even more pressure because now the married couples look at other celebrity married couples when they should have just looked at aunt and uncles that was schooling them and telling them, girl, this is what you need to do. That's more influential because those are not celebrities. That's your family. That's your wisdom. Those are your elders. Those are the people preparing you for things. These celebrities ain't going to prepare you for shit because it's a pack of lies. Nobody knows if Beyonce's bodyguard be fucking her. Jay-Z looks like he's all out of shape anyway. You don't know. The nigga that's like he hammering the Beyonce is that bodyguard. But, they're entertainers, so they got to give people, you know what I'm saying? It's like looking at Beyonce's kid. Beyonce's kid don't look nothing like Jay-Z to me. Beyonce's daughter, they daughter look like Beyonce. And whoever, you know what I mean? It's so many, you just don't know because celebrities paint lies. That's their job. Look at Jamie Foxx when he was all fucked up and had this secret disease, and that nigga had a drug overdose. He almost died. That's what happened. That nigga was in a coma and he almost fucking died and got out of it. But to y'all like, he had a secret situation. No, he wouldn't lie. You don't know that. At least with the aunts and uncles, you know them. I'm not saying you know what's going on behind closed doors, but at least you can touch them. At least you can listen to them. You got a different privilege than, it's not like you around. You ain't Beyonce's bodyguard. I mean, Beyonce's body, Jay-Z's bodyguard. That nigga practically lives with him. He knows more than anybody else. That's why they don't get rid of the nigga. They can't. He knows too much. We don't know if Beyonce, we don't know nothing. We know what we see, and that's it. And that shit don't mean nothing, like I said, but that's why celebrities, married couples, don't get it in the way you think, especially the older we get. Now, niggas is younger and they looking on the mode of love. That's why I used to see niggas get pregnant so quick. He's 21, the girl is 18. Yeah, they gonna get pregnant faster than a motherfucker because at that age, all they doing is fucking. But these adults, these midlife crisis niggas, they not doing none of that. That shit is all lies. If you don't believe me, when you have a conversation with a man, ask that man, after you ask him how old he is, you want that nigga at your mercy, ask him, have you ever had any erectile dysfunction issues? How often do you have to have sex? Don't ask how many partners he got. See, y'all fuck up with that. You got to ask that nigga how often he has to have sex, because the more he tells you, the more he has to back that up. You a woman. You got to ask essential questions. You can't ask, when's the last time he had it? Just ask how often he got to have it. That's all. You be surprised how a nigga will incriminate himself once he tells you that. Because either way, he going to fuck himself. If he tell you once a week, what happens when you don't back that up? If he tells you every day, he definitely ain't backing that shit up. Once he gets used to you, your relationship's gonna go downhill, because, nigga, you told me from day one you like to have sex every day, and now you ain't fucked me in damn nearly 5 months. You see what I'm saying? So, he's a man. He doesn't increase with his age the way you do. Unless he's doing these things on the protocol. He has to follow a certain protocol to be able to live the way you live as he gets older. His health. Male health is key as he gets older. It don't mean shit when he young, but when that nigga's older, it matters. If he can't get it in, you can't get it in. You got to go for dolo while that nigga's sitting there telling you he's, work is stressing him out. He's just got a lot. You understand? And it probably is. But when he was younger, he was stressed out. It didn't fucking matter. It don't matter when you're stressed out at 21 years old. Not for a man. But when that motherfucker goddamn 51 years old, that stress matters. You 51 years old as a woman, and it don't matter. You're 51. It's a whole different level. So, these are scientific, biological facts. A woman increases, a man decreases. That's what you up against. That's the pro and the con. But he tells you he increases and you decrease as age. That's bullshit. That is pure bullshit. That's why a woman age so fast, because that man has y'all believing you ain't worth shit as you get older, as if everybody want him. And he don't tell you when he get with that young fucking woman, he better make sure he got a mean dick game, because if it's not, his money got to be long. Period. He got to be first of all, he got to be a serious liar. He got to manipulate the shit out of her, and he's going to have to do what they do, right? You know what he got to do? So he's going to have to groom her. You're not groomable when you're older. He can't groom you. You old like him. You see the difference? So he has a different mission. Some call it games, some niggas call it lies, some call it manipulation. But as long as you aware, when that motherfucker tell you he's 30 years old or older, every year that nigga gets older, and every year you get older is completely different. Just never forget that. That's why when niggas stress when they 30, damn, I'm 30, because he know what Uncle Lou probably told him when he was younger. That's why. And you take that shit in like, wow, nobody gonna want me. He said I got 5 kids. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. The only reason why they don't give a fuck with him because he got 10 kids with you and he ain't taking care of them. The 10 kids live with you when they don't live with him. That's the only difference. He still got 10 kids, but 10 kids ain't come out of his motherfucking pussy. I mean, not that he got a pussy, but you know what I mean. It came out of yours. So he telling you, oh, it's stretched, ain't nobody going. That's bullshit. That's a lie. The more you fuck, the better it is for you. The more he fuck, the better it is for him. But what's the difference? Your pussy stretch and his dick died? What you think is worse? Trust me. So be mindful. Married couples do not get it in the way they say they do. They're lying. Let them niggas tell you the truth. Let them hear this video and they be like, he ain't lying about that. Trust me. Especially if he's older. Talk to them couples that been together for 10, 15, 20 years and tell them if I'm lying. Now, again, you have ones that are chosen. These are ones that they had romance. These niggas is in their 60s. They've been romantic for the last 30, 40 years. That's different. Some people made the cut, you know what I'm saying? But in most cases, we talk about the majority of married couples do not get it in. They don't. Older married couples, definitely not. And some of us don't realize we older. So, well, I'm only this. Yeah, nigga, you're older. And that's what it is. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's been real. I don't think we need to talk too far about this, but do understand that when you take it away from him, y'all ain't fucking. If he got issues, y'all ain't fucking. If he's not into you, y'all ain't fucking. If you're not into him, you know what I'm saying? But if y'all niggas go take a picture and post that shit on Instagram, everybody gonna be like, yo, they chilling, nigga. Like, that's what I want. That true love. I know a nigga that's married to a damn lesbian. How the fuck he gonna please her? How he gonna please her? She the only one to get off. Cause she gets to fuck girls and him. She's a lesbian. She's just using him. He truly believes he took out the game. You're very welcome, darling. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. Come on, like, you got to look around you. Take a look. Oh, your peoples. Yeah, I got this. I got that. Yeah, that's all good. But that bedroom, they ain't getting it cracking in there. There's nothing happening in that fucking bed. Nothing. The nigga's just sleeping. Even a little time it do, either she not satisfied or he can't perform. Or the nigga can't perform, that wife ain't gonna be satisfied. You better believe it. A nigga know when he delivering. A nigga know when he putting it down. And he got to put down. Oh, go to the gym. Nigga, you ain't gotta even worry about the gym if you fucking. That's the best exercise in the world is sex. It's good for the heart. It's good for everything. Weight, everything. You know, that's why niggas good. That's why you see these retiree niggas being in the gym. They stay there all day, 3-4 hours. Them niggas ain't fucking. They get home and it's just watch TV and eat ice cream. Go to the gym tomorrow and keep going and keep going. Now, if people want to beg to differ, you tell me your years. Either way, it's not, you can't battle it. It's just unfortunate thing with life, and now social media made it worse. Cause now niggas got more reason to lie. They gotta post it. Oh, we out for my birthday. My husband's the best. He's this, he's that. Yeah, okay. She just told the world a nigga was cheating like a motherfucker. Now she back with him. See? So that's another thing. Because now they know she lying on his side. Or you know the nigga already. Some dudes would be like, yo, son be doing his thing. Well, he doing his thing, so he's able to keep his wife happy too. There's different circumstances. It's just on a normal basis, niggas is not getting it in the way you think they are. I'm telling you. Right. That's because working out and sex releases the same hormone. Yeah, it does. But remember this. Working out, you release endorphins, right? That's happy. That's a happy thing. Yeah, but sex, you release endorphins. Two different type of endorphins. You understand what I'm saying? Listen, you can't fool the body. You can masturbate all you want. But when you're having sex, it's different. If a nigga busts a nut with a jerking off, it's different than when he busts nut in the pussy. That you can't fool the body. The body knows. So in other words, some dudes be thinking like, I jerk off every day. Isn't that equivalent? No, it's not. You know, because if you jerking off every day, all you doing is jerking off every day. That's not sex. That's called masturbation. Big difference. Shout out to Valley. You know what I'm saying? Masturbation is sex. You can't fool. Listen, trying to fool the body is like trying to put gasoline in an electric car. It's just not going to work. The body knows the difference. It ain't like a horse where, you know, when you try to make a horse mate and you try to have the nigga ejaculate and you put like that little tool that you put on them, or people that work in barns and shit, and the horse thinks he's inside of a woman. That ain't the same thing. This ain't like niggas are fucking watermelons and, you know, fuck dolls. The body knows the difference. You can't fool the body, especially for a man. Y'all, on the other hand, you can fool a little bit because y'all got dildos. And even a dildo is not the same as the real thing, but it's closer to the real thing than it is for us. We don't have that. We don't have that luxury the way that you do. We need the real thing. You could sit and watch a porn, play with your clit, put a motherfucking dildo in there, nice, big old rubber shit, turn it around, and actually, you know what I'm saying? You could actually get off on that. For real, for real. Get fucking machines, all that. A man has to have the real thing. No alternative. Porn, masturbation, it ain't gonna cut it. It ain't gonna cut it. He gotta have the real thing. So once he don't get the real thing for a long time, the body goes in neglect mode, and now he gotta think about how far is he willing to do to keep his wife happy. He gonna have to get it in. It's some things he gonna have to neglect. Fucking, I'm grown. I could drink. I'm retired. I'm doing this. I do that. I treat myself. Yeah, he can't do that. He can't do that. He's older now. He's a man. That shit fucks with his damn libido. He got to be very careful. So when a man thinks he's got to go out, and yeah, that's why niggas live in a gym. That's why they got gyms in the jail. Because if they don't have gyms in jail, niggas will kill each other. But then the other half of the niggas are fucking each other because niggas got to fuck. What are they going to do? So they put them in jail with each other and they fuck each other. You know? Then he becomes gay. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. But just be mindful that his mode is different than yours. You know, so nobody hitting the wall other than a man. Period. Nobody hits a wall other than a male. Okay? It's a whole different situation. So this is not a diss to married couples. It's just married couples are getting even worse and more goofier because of social media. Because they too inspired from couples. You know, they're thinking that Jay-Z, after they get the motherfucking award, they're going to be fucking and hollering on and Beyonce singing out loud. That's not happening. These niggas is like regular motherfuckers. Like, we at work, we tired, good night, nigga. He probably slept on the couch and got drunk because he was drunk at the Grammys. So you can't go by that. You have to go by the zone of knowing what stimulation works for you as a man. A man has to protect that at all costs. And to learn your man is to ask them essential questions. You know, tell that nigga to get blood work. Tell that nigga to go get blood work. You know, and, you know, get him on the move. And that's why a lot of men don't like going to get a doctor. They don't want to know the truth. But that's another story. But listen, ladies and gentlemen, another topic. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's been real. I just wanted to give you a quick little, you know, something quick. Something quick. Woman, your shit soars. It goes to the sky. You got it. Listen, your mode of necessity is very, very important. Very important, because as you get older, it increases. It's backwards. You think when you were younger? Nah. That's why a man, when he's older, he's with a younger woman, because the younger woman, she hasn't even got to her peak. She didn't even at her peak. She's 22 years old. She's not at her peak. Her body may physically be at her peak. Like, physically. She's shaped nice. She's young, all that good shit. Her skin, whatever. But she's not at her sexual peak. She's too young. He's at his sexual peak with her. Because he's with a younger woman. It's mental, right? But he's not at his sexual peak as a man. He's at his highest level of desire. Desire is different than performance. Big difference. So just because you want something don't mean you're going to get it. So shout out to Red Lipstick. What up, baby? Good morning to you. I was just ready to get out of here. Salute to Red Lipstick. Support my sister. That's the big sis right there. She rocking and rolling. You know, we out here turning up the YouTube streets, so we do what we do. But yeah, that's what it is. So don't listen to this nigga with the whole weave and what you need to do. You need to be more sexy and you need to wash the dishes. Don't listen to none of that bullshit. Okay? He don't tell that woman with that new pussy. Well, Nate, how was it new pussy? Because he ain't never fuck her yet. That's new pussy. He don't give a fuck what's in her den. You think we care? Well, I had this new girl. I went to her house, but she had all the dishes in the sink, and it turned me off. Get the fuck. It turned him off. It didn't turn him off. He couldn't fuck her. He probably couldn't get an erection. We don't give a fuck about how many dishes in your sink. We turn that shit on to you when we fucking going through it. He's stressed out. He misses the single life. He puts it on you. You stress him out. You don't know how to treat a man. Yeah, I'm telling you, niggas is babies, man. We big babies, man. We don't want to face the truth. So, if a man out here is married and he just trying to do it for you, and he like, I ain't trying to step out, yo, cause my wifey do this and do that, and you really doing it, then that's great. But again, he could be lying to us. You know what I'm saying? We don't know. We don't know if that nigga telling the truth. Niggas be lying. Yeah. I'm telling you, Red. I'm telling you, niggas. Listen, you know it's true because men can't. See, a man doesn't know what I know, so he's not going to battle me with that. A woman will come to it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, a man ain't going to say, I disagree. He can't disagree. These are biological facts. You understand? So if he's saying, well, this is what it is for me. Me and my wife been together for 20 years and we fuck every day. Okay, if you believe that, that's cool. And if he's really doing that, even better. I don't believe it. I don't believe that at all. I'd rather him have said nothing. He might just keep his mouth shut and run with the education and realize, damn, maybe this is a level of exposure. He'll get his game up. Yo, I need to calm down on alcohol. I need to rest more. I need to do this and do that. You know, go to the gym. He ain't got to work hard. He could just walk on that motherfucking treadmill. He ain't got to run. He'll feel the difference because that blood got to be pumping for a man. It's healthy for his dick. The dick is the key. So we all want to be like, yeah, he got good dick. Do he got good dick? Do he got good dick or that nigga performs good? It's a difference. You know, if a nigga got good dick, he ain't got to do much. But if that nigga performing, what you want? You want a nigga to perform or you just want a nigga just to, you know, give you some nice slow strokes? It's a big difference. He got some good dick, you riding him. You could ride a nigga with good dick. You know what I'm saying? But if a nigga know how to perform and make you feel good, that's a whole different level of a nigga. So get involved with real questions rather than bullshit. Nobody want to hear what's your favorite position anymore. That's for kids. That's corny. You know, you just want to know at the end of the day, is you a kisser or not? And that nigga tell you he either got to get stimulated from a kiss or a dick suck. That's the true stimulation. The true stimulation is a kiss. You know what I mean? If a motherfucker could kiss and make out, that's a real stimulation. But if you want to go porno route and do what a prostitute would do, I wouldn't suggest it, but you on your own. If you just like sucking a nigga's dick to get him off, then fuck it. Whatever works, right? Yeah, I'm telling you, big difference, man. So women, y'all horny by nature, man. As you get older, okay? As you get older, a woman grows into a woman. She hits womanhood, and as she grows older, it increases. A man's peak is from usually 17 to 27. That's his sexual peak. Just to let you know. Everything out there is he got to maintain it. See, 17 to 27, he could be doing drugs, coke, all that. He could still fuck. But as that motherfucker get older, he can't do all that. See, in your sexual peak as a man, he could abuse his body. He don't give a fuck. He eat bad, all types. He can't do that when he get older. Unless he has a great sex life. You know, where he's fucking on a regular basis. Whether it's you or multiple women. It's important. He has to do that as older he gets. That is what's required physically for him. Because if not, the decrease will kick in. And it just keeps getting higher. He don't touch you, getting higher. He touches you, gets higher. That's why when you fuck down with a woman that's older, she ready to go another round. A woman could outfuck us that's older, you know what I'm saying? But that younger girl, she comes quick and falls asleep. She falls asleep and goes, They all do that. Trust me. They don't know any better because they haven't reached AP. One of my mans was seeing this young chick, and he used to always call me on WhatsApp video while she's sleeping. and videotape her and let me see her naked and all that. You know, she was like in her 20s, but still, he let me see that shit because he an older nigga, dirty old fucking man, and he got the younger chick, and he like, yeah, look at me, I'm a man. But he damn sure ain't gonna do that shit with his kid's mother because he will be sleeping. So, when I hit 40, I went from 6'6" to 100. I told you, I'm telling you. So how y'all hitting the wall? That's bullshit. Never listen to a nigga when he tells you that. That shit is all that's all to manipulate you. A woman hits the wall. She washed up. No, a man could only be washed up. Washed up comes from them saggy fucking balls and dick sinkage. He ain't tell you about that, did he? No, Nate. He ain't tell you about that dick sinkage. Shrinkage, right? Yeah, you don't get no pussy, it shrinks. So sex is very important. You know? The gay community, they don't have these fucking issues because them niggas is gay motherfuckers fuck. That's all they can do. To be gay is the fuck, right? They fuck more than the damn heterosexual couple. You see a gay couple together, them niggas is having more sex probably than a fucking heterosexual. I'm telling you. Not the lesbians, them gay ass niggas. So she said I could go more rounds than him. I told you. Of course you can. Niggas fall asleep. Like I said, that girl's half his age. He gonna feel like, yeah, look at her. I put her to sleep. He gonna feel like a big man. He can't put that older one. Unless y'all have a good, you know what I mean? Some older women still fall asleep too if a man gonna lay it down. But once again, like I said, on a regular basis, nah. Let me give you this before I leave. My pops used to always say this. You ain't doing nothing to a woman, fellas. She gets 10 nuts to your one. You know how many times women be acting like, you came yet? No, I ain't come yet. She done came 9 times already. A woman gets 10 nuts to your one. So you ain't doing shit. You ain't doing a motherfucking thing. She could get 10 nuts to your one. Imagine that. And she's telling you she didn't come yet. And meanwhile, she came 80 times already. Oh, I didn't come yet. She lying. She just keep using you because you didn't come yet because she know once you bust, it's a wrap. So she gonna get as many as she can. That's the difference. A man can't do that. It's biologically impossible, especially when he old. See, she put his ass to sleep. I'm telling you. But see that old ass nigga tell everybody, yeah, I put her to sleep. Yeah, all right. He ain't putting that damn middle-aged wife to sleep. And he the same age as he's a fucking liar. Tell you. I know one of my mans. He told me so much secrets about his wife. I'm like, damn, nigga, I don't want to end up fucking her, cause he can't fuck her. Them niggas ain't nothing but roommates. She probably hit that shit for 4 minutes. She moan and be like, oh, fuck it, let me just shut him up. She don't want to fuck that nigga, cause he know his shit is garbage. A lot of women is married. Niggas got trash dick. That nigga blame her. He ain't gonna say no nigga gonna admit his dick is trash. Just FYI, no nigga gonna admit that. No nigga. So, yeah. But ladies and gentlemen, it's been real. I love y'all. Salute to everybody, man. We will continue this shit. Peace.